Hey guys, bonus video today. I'm finally sitting down to edit Shang-Chi's Easter eggs, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Dragons. Wow, 10 rings. My gosh, not 10 dragons. Although that would be really cool. I did not get to go see this in theater. I have been waiting for this film to drop on Disney Plus, and it did on Friday because of Disney Plus Day, so yay! Now I gotta watch Eternals. I promise to get you as soon as it comes to Disney Plus. I really wish they had done a VIP access, but they didn't. And then also Encanto is coming out in theaters, which is animated, but it's coming out in theaters Thanksgiving, but they say maybe Christmas Eve it'll be on Disney Plus, so look out for that then. I'll give you guys more news coming up. Anyway, Shang-Chi, let's talk. Shang-Chi. It is set in China, starts actually out in San Francisco, which has a very big Chinese and Asian population, as does New York and certain cities in the U.S. Totally understand, but fun fact, if you guys didn't know, fortune cookies were actually invented in San Francisco, not in China. So fun fact for you there. All right, on a totally different related note, Katie and Shang-Chi, which that actually confused me. I thought they were dating at first, but I guess they were just friends. Things happen. They end up going to China. They find Shang-Chi's sister. Things go down. It's a good movie. I'm not going to give things away. There are a bunch of Easter eggs, which is what we're going to talk about. The links to the Marvel movies are not always as obvious. Now, of course, there's some things that are obvious. Certain characters pop up. Maybe there's a line. Maybe there's the same bad guy or something that happens, right? So you don't get a whole lot of that. But I do want to make a note that Awkwafina, I had iffy moments with Awkwafina. I actually loved Raya, so just so you know, I am doing a Raya video this week. But I had iffy notions on Awkwafina in general, like prior to Raya. After Raya and the Last Dragon and then this film, I adore her. I think she is so funny. I think she adds a lot of character, a lot of comedic relief, and I gotta say, I love her. I love her characters from what I've seen so far. So those are the only two things I've seen her in. I gotta be honest with you, but so far, so good. Anyway, I do hope there's a second. The ending does lead that there might be, or that they're going to be connected some way or another. As we all know, because of the timeline, I will have a timeline video coming up shortly, probably closer to January, but there will be a Marvel timeline sometime in the future, so I will cover that. But there are quite a number of Easter eggs and hidden Mickeys, and it's worth the laugh. There's only one thing that I wish that they did, and maybe I didn't catch it, so if you did, please let me know down below. But, you know, Stan Lee is known for making an appearance in the films, in all the Marvel films, and since his death, they haven't exactly done that. Obviously, he can't physically be there, but there was no mention of his name. There was no picture that I noticed. So if you did catch anything like that, please let me know and post it down below. But I do miss that. I always loved that moment where he was found. All right, anyway, let's get into this movie because totally worth it. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, I really did enjoy this film. This was probably one of the top 5s for Marvel. This beginning scene really reminds me of Captain America when they were fighting in World War II. But as you can see from this particular picture, there are hidden Mickeys in the gold. However, we know that that was taking place thousands of years ago. And then it went to 1996 in China before it goes on to future both San Francisco and back into China. So just keep that in mind. This is a very large timeline and in 3 different places. Fast forward to present day San Francisco. Shang-Chi, also known as Sean at this point, and his best friend Katie, who is played by Awkwafina, this will come into play later, are singing karaoke. And if you notice, they are karaokeing a Disney song. Yes, that is A Whole New World from Aladdin. I mean, we always knew there was links between Marvel and the animated films, but here's another one for you. Anyway, fast forward, they now go to China. They're trying to find Shang-Chi's sister. And here comes Wong from Doctor Strange. And as you can see, he's using that bending magic. We have Shang-Chi's father. And behind him, in the scrolls, and in this picture as well, there are hidden Mickeys within the water. Now this photo, this is going to be a little bit longer. Okay, so this one had me thinking, although it was confirmed later, but that color on the weapons is oddly familiar. And the reason being is it looks like vibranium. And vibranium, as we know, was used in Black Panther. So yes, Shang-Chi's father had to have been in Wakanda to get vibranium or have connections to Wakanda. Now, this was later confirmed in the film that it was vibranium. Now, how they have the connection has not been confirmed, but it does make sense knowing that all the Marvel movies are connected in one way or another. Moving on, we have Ben Kingsley, the actor. Now, this guy reminds me of Shakespeare, and I was thinking, well, if Shang-Chi's father was older, he, has some maybe, magic to keep this guy alive. But it turns out Ben Kingsley was actually also in Iron Man 3. So there's a little tidbit of information for you. Anyway, without giving away what's really going on in the plot, there are some Easter eggs within the trees and the water, as well as the gems in this next picture. And I also want to make note that in this one, there's an Easter egg in the fruit, but also it reminds me of the cocoa, the offrande, how do you say it? I just gave a French accent. I'm sorry. But that's very common for many cultures to honor their ancestors that way. And there's another thing that pops up later, which I'll talk about, but I just want to make note that there still is an Easter egg within the bowl of fruit. Anyway, if you've been following me for a while, you would know that some natural things that happen to cause Easter eggs, or hidden Mickeys, are bubbles. So yes, of course, bubbles, even in natural states, like in this, form hidden Mickeys. Also, I want to note this dragon, aka the water dragon in this film, I don't know, reminds me of another water dragon movie that recently came out, Raya and the Last Dragon. Now, both are set in Asia. Raya and the Last Dragon was based off southeastern Asian countries, whereas this is in China specifically. So yes, their cultures are very similar in that aspect. But I also want to note the color of the dragon is very similar, not the same, but very similar to Raya, which would make sense because water. But also, Awkwafina is in this film. So, there's always connections there. Anyway, I did mention before that there was another way that Asian countries honor the dead, and that was this moment right here. They light lanterns and they sail them in the local ponds or
lakes. And there is an Easter egg on the pads of that. So just another note. At the very end, the 10 rings that is now Shang-Chi's do form an Easter egg. And then we have connections to Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel. What are your thoughts and opinions? How did you like the movie?
Whew, okay, wow. So that was quite a powerful film. Lots of Easter eggs and hidden Mickeys, like I said. I do want to know your thoughts and opinions if you watched the film, whether you watched it in the theater or on Disney Plus. If you watched Eternals, we're going to talk about that hopefully sooner rather than later. Again, I'm just waiting. But how are you guys feeling about the way that these films are coming out? We also have Hawkeye coming out very, very soon, like next week. So I will be doing Hawkeye videos, and I'm going to catch up on all the Marvel. We're going to have fun. We got a lot of content coming, like a lot of content. I'm excited. Like, I'm honestly excited. Marvel has been one of those franchises where I enjoy them, but I wasn't like deep diving into them the way I've been doing lately. Up until, I want to say it was just before Infinity Wars came out, I was kind of like, oh, I enjoy them for what they are. But once, I shouldn't say it was Infinity Wars, it was Avengers. When the Avengers one came out, I was like, oh my god, like, there's so much more to this than I realized. I need to watch them all. I watched them all. I actually created a custom curriculum based off them. That's a whole other deal, but if you're interested, let me know down below. I'll talk about that. But that's not going to be launched until May of 2022. So just be aware. If you are homeschooling, I do have a custom curriculum coming out based off Marvel. Yeah, I'm a little crazy, but that's okay. You guys love me anyway, right? I hope. I love you guys too. You're my Ohana. So yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts and opinions? Are you a Marvel? Do you enjoy Marvel? I would hope you, if you're watching these, I would hope you like Marvel. But what other franchises do you like? I'm just curious. Because I usually find that if you're a Marvel fan, you're not so much into Star Wars or vice versa. And I gotta say, I'm kind of true to that. Like, I love Marvel. Specifically, I love the animated films more than anything. Marvel is my second, and then Star Wars is just not even close. No hate to Star Wars. Like, I know why people like it. I will get there. But I gotta hype myself up to watch Star Wars. So I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I gotta hype myself up. Certain characters I really do enjoy, though. So, not to say I haven't watched some of them. If not all of them. I watched all of them at least once, but I gotta watch them again. Alright, that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you very, very soon.